war monument disappears from a South Florida community, causing some residents great grief.
I want those men that served to be honored.
Can the monument be found and the veterans honored? Help Me Howard, coming up next on 7 News.
How hot are Old Navy summer shorts? To find out, we tested them on the sun. They're scientifically engineered for the whole thermonuclear family. Fun in the sun? Oh no, my friend. Fun on the sun. Old Navy summer shorts are guaranteed to keep you cool at sizzling hot prices. Just $5.50 to $24.50 for the whole family. Only at Old Navy. Is it hot up here or is it just me?
How do I take care of my skin? Well, I get this oatmeal and milk treatment. How do I really take care of my skin? Olay Daily Facials.
Great skin is easier than ever. You'll love how Daily Facials cleanses, tones, exfoliates, conditions, all the benefits of serious skincare just by washing your face.
Sometimes I get a mud pack too.
Olay Daily Facials. Love the skin you're in.
Wherever you choose to travel in the totally new 2003 Ford Expedition, and no matter how unfriendly the traffic gets, you will be surrounded by the protection of dual front airbags, plus the only safety canopy system available in a full-size SUV. The totally new 2003 Ford Expedition, because safety should have no boundaries.
You stink.
This fall, America's about to leave its heart in San Francisco. From the Emmy-winning creator of Ally McBeal and Boston Public, Girls Club. When it comes to selecting a mate, why is it always up to bachelors? Fox Sunday, it's the ladies' turn.
Which one am I going to pick?
When 5 single women travel to Alaska to find the men they want to marry.
I would move anywhere for love.
We're heating up the coolest place on earth, Bachelorettes in Alaska. A new series premieres at 9 Fox Sunday.
The outside may change, but the soul remains the same.
As an older car, even though I've got a couple of scratches, it's nice to have the scratches clean. But you know, every part of me has to be clean, and part of that is the inner workings of my my engine. But Chevron with Techron helps clean me and keep my emissions low, which is real important in my line of work, being a car.
No gasoline cleans your engine better than Chevron with Techron.
It's Monday night. It's 10 o'clock. I'm Charles Perez.
And I'm Lori Jennings. South Florida's night team is ready to go.
First, Israel rocked again by another suicide strike.
Then a holiday scare and a 7-year-old rushed to the hospital.
And just when you thought all was calm on South Beach.
Now, live from the news station, this is 7 News at 10.
And we begin our news tonight at 10 o'clock with breaking news out of Broward County involving a deadly train collision.
Let's go ahead and send you out to 7's Ralph Rayburn, who is on the scene with this sad situation. Ralph.
Yeah, the southbound train here is an Amtrak train believed to be out of Jacksonville. Was supposed to arrive in Miami shortly after 9 o'clock tonight. Came through the grade here. We are just south of Hallandale Beach Boulevard. You see the eye there. You see Broward crime scene folks here. Everybody here has arrived out here on the scene. Let's roll a videotape from the truck, Chris, if we can take a look at that stuff right now. What happened was the train was southbound. A man who lives here in the Lone Pine mobile home community that we're adjacent to said that usually when this train comes through, he stands on the horn a couple times as he comes through the intersection back there at Hallandale. He said this time it was a constant pull on the horn for about a good 35 or 40 seconds as it came through that intersection. Apparently, according to what we're hearing, it struck two people. Two individuals are pronounced dead here on the scene. Fire rescue was on its way here when the dispatcher advised them that the injuries were not consistent with rescue, which meant that the people were very, very badly hurt and very, very badly injured beyond any rescue efforts, anything that any rescue efforts would be able to do. Now there was some question as to who was going to handle the call here because the accident occurred in Broward County. The train ended up in Dade County, so BSO is here on the scene. Miami-Dade Fire and police are at the other end, the south end of this southbound train, and we understand also that because it's CSX property and CSX tracks that their officials are going to be arriving out here very, very shortly. We'll come back out to our live picture. It's not affecting traffic in any way, but a horrific accident here where a southbound Amtrak train hits two people. Again, undetermined exactly what the whether this was a suicide attempt or exactly what it was, but we're going to try to get you more information, get back to you a little bit later. That's the situation out here in Broward County. I'm Ralph Raven reporting live.
Also, first at 10, another suicide strike rocks a busy Israeli mall, and among the victims, a tiny toddler. Her blood-stained stroller found laying on its side. A young man was strapped with explosives, and he walked right into a busy mall.
And right into a crowd of people who could never have known what was about to happen next. The Night Team's Brian Andrews is live for us in the Newsplex tonight. Brian?
The shopping mall 6 miles outside of Tel Aviv was packed when an 18-year-old man walked inside, blew himself up, and took at least 3 others with him.
An 18-month-old child and an elderly woman were killed. More than 40 people, many of them women and children, were wounded in this attack. The suicide bomber struck late in the day, Israeli time. He blew himself up in front of a coffee shop and ice cream parlor in a busy strip mall. Al-Aqsa Brigades, a group associated with Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat, claiming responsibility. Israel blaming the Palestinian government.
The time has come for the Palestinian Authority to show serious, real leadership and to divorce themselves from the road of terror. Enough is enough.
Earlier, Israeli troops raided several West Bank towns, including Bethlehem, looking for people about to launch suicide bomb attacks. Israel says it will not stay in the towns any longer than necessary. Earlier, before the shopping center bombing, Israel's defense minister warned that Palestinians are trying to send suicide bombers into Israel every day, but that most of the attacks are foiled by Israeli forces.
And tonight, the Associated Press is reporting that Israeli forces have gone inside Jenin again for another operation. As for the latest suicide attack involving the 18-year-old, Yasser Arafat is condemning that bombing. Reporting live from the Satellite Center tonight, I'm Brian Andrews, 7 News Night Team.
And the big story back in South Florida, chaos on South Beach just as the long Memorial Day weekend was winding down. Things getting a little ugly tonight. Crowd control at an all-time high, and police who even tonight could not let their guard down for a moment. The Night Team's Richard Lemus picks up the story from here. Richard.
Laura, you're about to see the dramatic video of that street fight you just saw a bit of, taking place right here on Ocean Drive after police say 2 women get into a nasty exchange of words, and it's for that reason that officials have been on standby all weekend long. Caught on camera, a brawl breaking out on Ocean Drive. Police say it sparked when one woman makes a derogatory comment about another. Then, fist fly. In the end, an arrest is made. Early Monday morning, more violence. The dance floor at club level on Washington Avenue cleared out. According to officials, 2 men get into an altercation. One is rushed to the hospital with a stab wound. This type of violence, police claim they've tried to avoid by being out in full force.
This year, the majority of the crimes were for more or less, or the majority of the crimes were for less severe violations, such as drinking in public, nuisance-type violations, disorderly conduct, intoxication.
400 cops patrolling Sobe. 94 arrests are made for all different reasons this weekend. Twice as many the year before during Memorial Weekend 2001.
Compared to last year, how do the numbers stack up? Our arrests were significantly less this year than they were last year. And again, it's not even that we're less arrests, it's just the the difference in the type of arrests. Last year, the majority of the arrests were for more serious crimes.
This year, partygoers seeing and feeling the police presence.
Oh, the city is top notch, because, you know, if anything goes down, the police is there and on top of it. I'm feeling that. I love that.
In total, 94 arrests have been made so far, but police say by tomorrow that number could change. Out here, by the way, we are seeing the numbers starting to decrease. Folks are already starting to make their way back home. We're live in South Beach. I'm Richard Lemus, 7 News Night Team.
The night team also working a close call this Memorial Day. A holiday scare when a young girl swimming with friends suddenly stops breathing. The night team's Robin Simmons with more on how this little girl was saved. She's live tonight from Fort Lauderdale. Robin.
An amazing story, and of course, because it is a holiday, kids are out of school and they spend time doing barbecues, spending time with friends, taking a dip in the pool. Well, that is exactly what happened with this little girl, only this dip very nearly turned deadly. A 7-year-old spending her holiday in a hospital surrounded by family after some terrifying moments in a neighborhood pool. Jalissa Dale and 2 friends, sisters, trying to keep cool.
I yelled and I said, "Mommy, she's not moving." And she said, "What do you mean she's not moving? She's just not moving."
One of those sisters, 7 years old, at the bottom of the pool. Jalissa's mother, Althea Newman, was watching from not far away at the Seacast Apartments in Deerfield Beach.
I looked out, and she was laying in the bottom of the pool with her arms stretched out. And I yelled for my husband. He was in the kitchen, and we both ran down immediately. I jumped in the water. My husband was right behind me. His Uncle George, that was down here doing a barbecue, pulled the little girl out of the pool.
The child, unresponsive, not breathing, no pulse. That is until Newman, trained in CPR, stepped in.
It took me a very long time to get her to start doing anything, so she started vomiting. Someone called the police in the meantime.
That child airlifted to Broward General Medical Center. Everyone grateful Althea Newman was ready for a poolside emergency.
By the time the paramedics got here, she was breathing. She had a heartbeat, and she was doing well. And I'm just happy that I was able to help.
That's all right. Hey, thank you, Althea.
That's all right. It could be my little girl, man.
And we understand that 7-year-old is doing much better. In fact, we understand her parents may take a moment to speak with the media about what happened, and we hope to be able to turn that around for you at 7 News at 11. Meanwhile, Althea Newman is very happy that she goes to get her CPR certification renewed each and every year. Live in Fort Lauderdale, Robinson in 7 News 19. And the holiday weekend coming to a rather windy end. If you were out and about tonight, you may have felt like you were getting blown away. Chief Meteorologist Bill Kamal, how long are these winds going to stick around?
Lori, at least through tonight and part of tomorrow, we have low pressure developing now, basically an elongated area, weak low pressure, but it's causing gusty winds and these showers to spiral outward toward the east coast of Florida. So it looks as though for tonight and tomorrow, still use caution on the waterways. There'll be a moderate chop to choppy on the bays, and rip currents again likely. Here's Doppler radar, and I'll show you what's going on. The low pressure itself is spinning near Andros Island, not really a strong low, but enough to send these little seemingly tiny showers westward, but these are very laden with water, so in about 3 to 5 minutes they get you soaked with these brief downpours and blinding rains, and they're accompanied by winds gusting to 20 to 30 miles per hour. And it looks like they're getting a little bit more numerous out here in the Atlantic east of Dayton, Broward. So we'll update you on the Doppler radar and the full forecast, which calls for a rather unsettled week, when I join you in about 30 minutes.
All right, Bill, we now take you to another kind of event taking place in the streets of Miami Beach today. It was just one of many Memorial Day celebrations across South Florida. Local bands treating veterans in front of the police department right in Miami Beach this morning. Residents remembering our fallen heroes and getting a chance to meet some of the brave men who risked it all for our country. And residents across Broward also paying tribute to our war heroes. Dozens turning out for a memorial celebration at Lauderdale Memorial Park in Fort Lauderdale. An eagle, dozens of flags, and fighter jets all present for today's emotional event.
I came from a military family, and it was a very emotional day. I was doing okay until the end.
A lot of people come up wanting to shake my hands for being a veteran, being here, and that makes you feel good.
And up in Pompano Beach, dozens of South Floridians also lined up there for a Memorial Day parade along Atlantic Boulevard.
Fierce flames filling a South Florida home, forcing its elderly owners right out of there. The blaze breaking out along 175th Street in northwest Miami-Dade earlier tonight. Firefighters rushing to that scene, containing the fire to the living room and kitchen. Investigators say an electrical malfunction is to blame. That elderly couple was inside the home at the time, but they made it out safely, suffering only minor smoke inhalation.
And another fierce fire tearing through the roof of yet another home on the same street as earlier tonight. Crews battling the burning blaze for several hours along northwest 175th Street. Now, authorities believe the home was abandoned and they're trying to determine the cause.
A man accused of throwing his own son out of an SUV will spend this night behind bars. Police say Francisco Martinez parked his vehicle outside his Lauderdale Park apartment when his son climbed into his seat. Well, that's when Martinez allegedly threw the one-year-old into the passenger seat, causing the little one to fall out of an open door. Witnesses say Martinez ran back into his apartment, leaving his son lying on the ground. His wife, though, sees things differently.
My husband didn't hurt him, didn't push him, didn't do anything. The baby was trying to get up, and he fell back.
While Martinez is charged with abuse and DUI, he's being held by INS because of his immigration status. His son is expected to be okay.
Also tonight from the night team, in a matter of hours from now, Governor Jeb Bush will have the report in his hand. We're talking about a laundry list of suggestions for the Department of Children and Families, a department still reeling from the disappearance of little 5-year-old Relia Wilson. The night team's Derek Hayward now from Miami.
After a 3-week investigation, the governor's blue ribbon panel looking into how the Department of Children and Families bungled the case of missing 5-year-old Relia Wilson, the report is finally complete for the governor. The report, however, does not recommend firing any of the top management in the department, even though the chairman of the blue ribbon panel makes it clear he thinks she should shape up or ship out.
This is the one last chance for the department to say that all of these deadlines, in your estimation at this point, are fully achievable.
And with that, Kathleen Carney and her embattled Department of Children and Families is directed to shape up by the governor's blue ribbon panel to avoid a repeat of the loss of 5-year-old Relia Wilson by implementing 24 immediate changes at the department that won't cost a dime.
Get it fixed, or somebody else ought to get it fixed.
They're on notice now, is that the way to put it?
Absolutely.
This is their test.
This is their test, and they don't have a long time to complete the test.
The panel's final report to the governor calls the loss of Relia Wilson a case of human failure inside an agency that is, quote, underfunded, understaffed, underappreciated, and overworked.
Everyone is responsible. I certainly am. As I've indicated to everyone before, children don't fall through cracks, they fall through fingers. They fell through all of our fingers.
I know she's out there.
The immediate recommendations aim to tighten the screening of foster parents like Geraldine Graham, who turned out to have a criminal history. Other recommendations focus on keeping a closer eye on caseworkers who are supposed to visit every 30 days. Caseworker Deborah Muskelly is accused of lying about checking on Relia Wilson for more than a year.
And I hope that
the panel also recommends a special session of state legislators to improve laws and funding. State legislators notably absent from the panel's meetings.
Look, where are? I mean, it's true, it's a holiday, but this was not unusual. The system failed that little girl long before she was born.
First thing in the morning, the governor will be here himself in Miami to receive his own copy of the report and to hear from the members of the panel. In Miami, Derek Hayward, 7 News Night Team.
An important day in the Chandra Levy mystery. Coming up tomorrow, a memorial service planned for the murdered D.C. intern. And that's not all. The medical examiner's office set to release a critical report.
I'm Beatrice Canals from the 7 Newsplex. The rescue effort at a killer bridge collapse has been called off tonight. We'll tell you why. And we're also hearing from one of the few survivors there. That is coming up.
Then cameras rolling on yet another car chase out west And wait until you hear why this guy's running from the law.
Hurricane-force winds blasting through a part of the country that's never even seen one before.
I'm Jesus Rogers, live in the Newsplex. A flap between cars at the Indy 500 finally over tonight, and that means we finally know who won the race. The winner coming up.
You are watching 7 News at 10 with Roy Jennings, Greg Stevens, Chief Meteorologist Bill Kamal with weather, and Deuces Rogers with sports.
7 News brought to you in part by Chili's. Chili's Big Mouth Burgers. So good you'll do whatever it takes to get one.
Chili's Citrus Fire Chicken and Shrimp. Citrus marinated chicken topped with spicy shrimp.
For the lowest prices and the best deals in South Florida, everyone loves Lehman. At Lehman Hyundai, get Accents for as low as $54.95, Elantras for as low as $89.95, and Sonatas for as low as $11,995. Plus the brand new XG350 starting just $21,595. 0% financing available, plus all Hyundais come with a 10-year or 100,000-mile warranty, America's best warranty. Remember, for the lowest prices and the best deals in South Florida, everyone loves Lehman. Located in the big corner of County Line Road and 441.
For real solutions that grow your business, advertise in the Real Yellow Pages from Bell South and RealPages.com.
I'm Niles Prestage with Office Furniture Outlet. I've been advertising with the Real Yellow Pages for 7 years. We saw an immediate change the first week that we had a presence in the Real Yellow Pages. The Real Yellow Pages makes our phone ring day after day. It has actually been our sales force for the last 7 years.
Call 1-800-GET-REAL and see how you can get real advertising solutions from the Real Yellow Pages and RealPages.com.
Y'all ready for this?
Ready for something new? The excitement, the value. It's Toyota's nationwide summer event featuring our stylish cars. This just announced 2.9% APR financing on the 2002 Camry. That's right, with 2.9 on Camry, the best-selling car in America just got better. Hurry, this is a limited-time offer that won't last long.
Y'all ready for this?
Get the Toyota you've been wanting now. We're ready. Are you?
Chili's tender boneless buffalo wings. Bones bad, meat good.
Closed caption brought to you in part by City Furniture, the ultimate furniture store.
The last thing I remember was going off the bridge. Everything else is a blur. I'm just bits and pieces that's coming back to me.
We're hearing our first words tonight from one of the few survivors of that killer bridge collapse in Oklahoma. That truck driver saying the road just suddenly disappeared.
But amazingly, this man who says he never wears his seatbelt was also saying this time he had it on for the very first time. The 19's Beatrice Canals is in the Newsplex with more on this one. Beatrice.
Charles and Lori, there is a first time for everything, and it seems this truck driver chose the right time to start wearing his seatbelt. His is a story of survival tonight, but for many others, it is a tragic story. In fact, investigators tonight fear about a dozen people lost their lives in this bridge collapse.
The last thing I remember was going off the bridge. Everything else is a blur. I'm just bits and pieces that's coming back to me.
For Rodney Tidwell, an everyday drive suddenly turned into a 62-foot plunge. His semi traveling along the I-40 when the bridge collapsed.
I had my cruise set about 70 miles an hour. I was just going across Interstate 40 like I do, all the time.
But this time, a barge traveling at just 5 miles an hour struck the bridge Sunday morning, sending about 7 cars and 3 semis into the water.
Clearly, we want to know what took this tow out of the established channel area and into some very vulnerable supports to this bridge.
Investigators believe the captain of the bridge, who was piloting the vessel, blacked out, possibly due to a seizure, and he sent the slow-moving but sizable barge far off course. While investigators figure out exactly what happened, search crews take on the grim task of recovering bodies. 4 so far. Crews pulling out cars closest to the river's edge. The water dangerously murky, making it more difficult for divers. The diver coordinator tearfully began to say people below never had a chance.
guys.
Sadly, the news for too many families will be devastating when the recovery is complete. Rodney Tidwell knows all too well how fortunate he is to be alive.
I'm going home. I got 3 small kids. I'm going to be with them a while.
As for those recovery efforts taking place, they were suspended earlier today. Officials say they need to bring in more heavy equipment, and they're hoping the rainy weather will improve. Meantime, state officials are now focusing on rebuilding that heavily traveled bridge. They say it could take at least 6 months. In the Newsplex, Beatrice Canals, 7 News Night Team.
Also today, police wrapping up their work at the scene where the remains of Chandra Levy were found. Investigators say they have gathered all the evidence now at the Washington, D.C. park where Levy was known to go jogging. Even so, officials were back out today taking one last look around. The medical examiner expects to run a ruling on the cause of her death by tomorrow. In the meantime, a memorial for Chandra is also set for tomorrow in her hometown of Modesto, California.
An alleged purse snatcher leading California police on this high-speed chase. Police say the suspect stole a woman's purse in L.A. Officers following closely behind for at least 40 minutes. That suspect literally stopped in his tracks. You see it there after slamming into a minivan filled with a family of 5.
Slowly now.
The family was taken to a hospital, later released. The culprit is now under arrest.
And while residents in Arizona try to save their property, it's a little too late for the people in Indiana. A slew of storms dumping mounds of nickel-sized hail and leaving a trail of debris throughout the central part of that state. 70-mile-per-hour winds downing power lines and knocking over some trees, crushing the cars and damaging property.
The controversy surrounding a flag flap during Sunday's Indy 500 is over tonight. And a day after the race, we finally have an official winner. The night team's Deuces Rogers is live in the Plex with the announcement. Deuces.
Lori, Elio Castroneves was declared the winner yesterday. Paul Tracy, the runner-up. It's still that way today. The Indy Racing League making that determination after 2 hours of deliberations. Castroneves becomes the first 2-time winner in over 30 years. The controversy began on the next-to-last lap. A wreck forced a yellow caution flag. At that moment, Paul Tracy passed Castroneves for the lead. But drivers are not allowed to pass under caution. Tracy contended he did so before the yellow flag came out. The IRL saw things differently.
Based on the handout as you see it and the facts that were presented to us in the protest hearing, the protest has been denied.
I have no doubt about the guy just passed me because of the yellow flag. And hey, I just have to stick with the rules.
At the end there, I caught Helio on the last lap. I passed him on the back straightaway going into 3. I passed him around the outside and came around. And, you know, they said that it was under yellow, but I didn't see the green was still up.
Twice before, the Indy 500's result has been overturned, but not this time. In the Plex, I'm Deuces Rogers, 7 News 19.
There is a nationwide search going on tonight as officials try to find this bikini beauty. They want her on the cover of a major magazine, and she doesn't even know it.
And then it was a memorial meant to honor South Florida soldiers, but tonight it's MIA. Help Me Howard tries to find this missing monument just ahead.
And if you're a mother-to-be, listen up. Just because you're pregnant does not mean your dresses have to be dull. Maternity wear is going fashion forward. That's coming up.
The princess decided to go for
That ocean, she's really picking up. Well, we'll just have to wait it out.
Mother, I'm scared.
No need to be scared, little kitten.
We have to get to safety. Let us land, Grandpa. Hurry, everyone. Get in.
Where was I? And so the princess picked up her basket of apples and felt safe once again. For her new friends the fairies had shown her the way home.
Sorry, I got that receipt in here somewhere. Driver's license, bus transfer, $1 off fish sticks.
Actually?
Floss. Just in case. Movie stub, a mint.
Actually, we keep everything right here, just in case.
Right. Just in case.
People lose stuff. That's why we can store purchase and warranty information automatically, so you won't have to search anymore. Circuit City, we're with you.
Floss. Who flosses anyway?
I floss.
I floss too.
Here's to turning a meal to a feast. And here's to the spirit of West meeting East. Here's to innovation without restraint. And here's to spirit that's Irish and food that ain't. Introducing Bennigan's new menu with plenty of toast-worthy new tastes. You simply won't believe your Bennigan's. Sláinte.
It was a memorial that honored South Florida's soldiers, but tonight it's nowhere to be found.
And it's Miami Shore's history, and for us to lose that, I think it's unconscionable.
Help Me Howard tries tracking down this missing monument. As we all know, today is a day when we honor those who fought and died for our freedom.
But residents in one South Florida town are looking for a missing memorial that honored local heroes. Now tonight, they're asking Howard for help, and here is the night team's Patrick Frazier.
It is a day to honor the soldiers who have died, a day many people don't understand and take for granted.
Our time is running out. I want those men that served to be honored.
Joan Muller was a parachute rigger in World War II. Ernest Van Eyck was in the Army Air Corps. At the age of 80, most of his fellow veterans have passed away.
I'm on the Dade County Honor Guard, and we lose 4 a week.
And as each one dies, a piece of American history goes with them.
We just can't let go and let history disappear.
Ms. Muller called us to help find this memorial. It stood 5 feet tall and listed the names of 250 men who lived in Miami Shores and served in World War II.
Was it one for those boys back there that saved us? We wouldn't be here today.
But the problem today, the location of the memorial. Like a memory, it has become fuzzy.
Within a few feet of right there, we'll say like where that turn signal is, well, it was just like right in there.
Ella May remembers coming to Miami Shores and reading the names of all the World War II veterans. But then in the 1960s, the memorial suddenly disappeared. Mr. Van Eyck, who spoke to us despite painful surgery on his face the day before, recalls the reason given for taking it down.
They were supposed to be fixing it because they found a piece of rotten wood in there. And that has never been fixed.
Never been fixed, and now, since many of the people who put it up have passed on, cannot be found.
Important because it honors men who served in World War II. And that was my war. And it's Miami Shore's history. And for us to lose that, I think it's unconscionable.
Ms. Muller says the September terrorist attacks ignited her patriotism and sparked her search for the forgotten memorial. For Mr. Van Eyck, restoring those names may be his final chance to honor each of those men.
We got the same problem as the Wailing Wall is a good example. It wasn't until they came out with that Wailing Wall that people even recognized it, the Vietnam boys. And nobody remembers us to speak of no more for the World War II.
Wondering if anyone has the right to tear down a memorial and toss it away, the veterans turn to Help Me Howard.
Because the circumstances and agreements surrounding the memorial are unclear, and because of the passage of time, the law will be of little help. But just because there may not be a legal obligation to restore the memorial, we still have a moral obligation to honor our veterans.
A Miami Shores official said they've not been able to find out who tore down the memorial or what they did with it. In their defense, current Shores leaders can't be blamed for what happened years ago, and the Shores did build a park to honor all war veterans. But to Ms. Muller, it's not the same.
We have a wonderful monument, a new monument in Miami Shores, but there are no names.
And as Mr. Van Eyck watches the last of his fellow veterans pass on, he clings to hope the memorial can be found so those 250 Miami Shores veterans will never be forgotten.
My brother died in New Guinea, and the church up north has still got his name on that plaque, and all those that did die. And I don't see any reason why we can't have something here to honor those people.
Well, the veterans are hoping someone sees their story and on Memorial Day leads them to the forgotten memorial and the 250 nameplates of the veterans who fought for this country. If you have any idea where the memorial is or what happened to it, please call me. Fighting a problem? Want us to attack it? Contact us. We'd be honored to help. With this Help Me Howard, I'm Patrick Frazier, 7 News.
And let's take a check back live now on our top story of the night. Some new details emerging from this scene just south of Hallandale Beach after 2 people are struck and killed by this southbound Amtrak train. We're going to take you back in just a few minutes to get a live update from 7's Ralph Rayburn.
And she was caught on camera during spring break. Now, One Magazine is on a bunny hunt. They're trying to track down this cover girl.
Well, approved by Maybe. That's his 3rd stop today. Wagner to serve. Wait a minute. What's he doing? He may be tired and trying to stall. He's been getting punished all day. I wonder what's going on. Look at the size of those shrimp.
Red Lobster's jumbo shrimp. They're just that big. And now they're available for a limited time in succulent mix and match combinations. All for just $12.99. Red Lobster. Go overboard.
1, 2, 3.
Life shouldn't be complicated. That's why Chevy's making it as simple as 1, 2, 3. Get either 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 cash back on every new 2002 Chevy, or choose 1.9, 2.9, or 3.9% financing. So make it easy on yourself. Get to your South Florida Chevy dealer.
I'm Delane Mackey. Ready to save a little bit of money on your next trip? We're going to tell you how. There is a war going on among hotel costs. We'll tell you all about it tomorrow morning on Today in Florida.
These days, you can never have too much security. A premise built into every Schlage lock. Stop them with a Schlage.
At Kia's all-model sales event, you can get up to $2,000 cash back or 0% financing on a new car, like the affordable Rio, redesigned Spectra, and the rugged Sportage. What's even more attractive, they're backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
They're here for the all-model sales event? Mm-hmm. Did you tell them all-model means all car models? Good man.
Visit your Dade, Broward, and Monroe County Kia retailers through May 31st.
Back out now live to a breaking story in Hallandale Beach, where we've learned there are some new developments.
7's Ralph Rayburn there on the scene for us. Ralph, are you learning anything more about these victims?
Well, no, not a whole lot more about the victims. We want to say that the fire department was advised when they were responding out here that there were 2 victims and that their injuries were not compatible with rescue, with being rescued, which meant that they were pronounced dead on the scene. And we're sticking with that information for now. We still have made an attempt to get a hold of spokespersons from both the Amtrak train, which was southbound here, as you see, and also with both folks from CSX and also Broward County Sheriff's Office, obviously very early in the investigation. Let's go right to our videotape. When this occurred about an hour and 20 minutes ago now, the train was southbound. We found out that the Amtrak train started its journey from New York City and made the trip on down here with a stop in Deerfield Beach, a stop in Hollywood, and then was going to come on down and finish its deliveries down here in the city of Miami. 34 people on board the train at the time that this incident occurred. They're still on board the train. They are attempting to get some buses out here to pick these people up and get them onto their final destinations. And as we come back out to our live picture here, let me flash my light back on again. These are the BSO folks and CSX people. They are here in the scene. They've been up and down the train several times now. They've already taken photographs and stuff, but they indicate to us that this train is going to be delayed here for several more hours before it moves on to its final destination. If we get any more information before the 11 o'clock program, we'll get back to you before that. If not, we'll do something at 11. I'm Ralph Rayburn reporting live.
All right, Ralph, thank you. Live, 2 victims on that scene and 34 people still stuck on that train.
And there's much more to come tonight from the night team. We'll be back.
Brickell Motors is celebrating its 1st anniversary with matching rebates or 0% financing. Buy a 2002 Envoy. GMC gives you $1,500 back. Brickell gives you $1,500 back. You save a total of $3,000 only at Brickell Motors, Southwest 8th Street and 7th Avenue, Miami.
Oscar! Here, kitty kitty. Oscar!
So, how are you going to keep fleas off your cat this year?
Only Advantage stops fleas from biting in less than 5 minutes and keeps working all month. It's the fastest relief you can buy. Get Advantage from your vet. Don't give fleas a biting chance.
Hi, I'm Bob from FPL.
Hey, Bob.
If FPL could save your business money, what would you do with the savings?
Maybe another crane?
I would probably change my displays. How about your business?
I always want more artwork.
I would like to invest more in laser technology.
New fax machine.
Yeah.
More inventory.
Lots more inventory.
I like to reward my staff, so I would...
Oh, you like that?
FPL has lots of ways to help your business keep energy bills down. So call 1-800-FPL-5566 to get your free business energy evaluation.
Does that agree or disagree?
She agrees.
Want more money? A better car? A better place to live? Want a better future in your career? Then get smart and get started in the booming field of information technology with the Academy, Florida's premier training school for IT professionals. To change your life, call the Academy now. Jobs are waiting.
Get smart. Call the Academy today.
I did.
I did. Get smart and call the Academy today.
Call the number on your screen today because new classes are forming now.
Brickell Motors is celebrating its first anniversary with matching rebates or 0% financing. Buy a 2002 Envoy. GMC gives you $1,500 back. Brickell gives you $1,500 back. You save a total of $3,000 only at Brickell Motors, Southwest 8th Street and 7th Avenue, Miami.
7 Weather brought to you in part by the Academy. We're it in IT.
Forget about big and boring. Maternity wear is now making a stylish statement.
I love showing. It's like, I didn't think I'd like the big belly.
Tonight, we're taking mothers-to-be fashion forward.
That's right. 8 or 9 months pregnant doesn't mean you can't look stylish. In South Florida, pregnant women have to be fashion forward, too. So the night team's Belskis Neray is here to show us the latest looks.
Belly-bearing shirts, micro-mini skirts, and body-hugging, curve-accentuating dresses. More and more celebs are showing off their bellies, so retailers like A Pea in the Pod are keeping up with the latest trends.
When you're pregnant, that can be your sexiest time of all. So our clothes are sexy, they're fashionable, they're stylish, and that's why women love them.
And women love the clothes at Bellies and Buttons in Broward, too.
I think they're excited about the clothing, and a lot of people walk into our store and they can't even believe that it's maternity clothing. They think it's regular clothing.
Real-life moms-to-be modeling the latest fashion-forward looks at Mind, Body, and Baby. Form-fitting halter tops, cute printed capri pants, even sexy, slingy little dresses for day or evening. Moms-to-be like Patricia Gomez, who's on her second pregnancy, says maternity clothes have come a long way, baby.
It's modern, it's not so conservative, so that's nice, It makes you feel good about being pregnant. You don't feel kind of like, oh.
More like, oh, in these little silk numbers. It's not about hiding your belly anymore. If you've got it, flaunt it.
I love showing. It's like, I didn't think I'd like the big belly, but with these clothes, you just feel so pretty, and it shows off your figure, but yet your belly.
Be proud of those bellies and show them off. If you want the look, log on to our website at WSVN.com. In the Newsplex, I'm Belkis Neray, 7 News.
Now, time for 7 Weather with Chief Meteorologist Bill Kamol.
There is a weak area of low pressure near the Bahamas and Andros Island right now. It is drifting to the north, and it's also sending some showers westward as they spiral out from that area of low pressure toward the east coast of Florida. You folks in the Keys are not getting them at this point. The upper Keys would be more susceptible. A moderate chop, though, to choppy on the bay. Small craft still use caution. The winds have been gusting to over 25 miles per hour along the beaches, and rip currents again likely at times of low tide. Low pressure will move to the north. Most of the heavy activity as far as rain should stay to our east. With this trough, though, retrograding westward, we will see scattered showers and thunderstorms the next several days, some with heavy downpours, but we'll see some sunshine each day as well. And there's still that pesky area of low pressure in the Caribbean south of Jamaica now, and that does not look like it will develop. However, it is going to be sending moisture this way as well. There's that first low in the next 48 hours or so by Wednesday east of Jacksonville. If that's the case, we would have more of a northwesterly wind, but there are other areas of low pressure and a trough basically overhead, so it's going to be tough to call as far as the wind direction. As far as the heavy rainfall, there's the accumulation of the heaviest rain east of Florida in the Atlantic through the Bahamas and then down into Cuba and the Caribbean Sea, although we will have the downpours. Here's Doppler radar showing you a case in point of these downpours racing from northeast to southwest across both Broward and Miami-Dade counties. They are very small, but they're capable of getting you very wet in just a few minutes. 74 to 78 tonight with gusty winds at the beaches. Periods of sun tomorrow, but don't rule out thunder showers with downpours. Mid to high 80s. Gusty easterly winds will finally subside, but still sun and a chance of thunderstorms each day this week. Back at 11.
There is a different kind of model search going on around the country, but the magazine doing the search only wants one very specific woman. The night team's Beatrice Canals tells us all about this one in the Satellite Center. Beatrice.
Charles, the editors at Playboy are embarking on a different kind of bunny hunt, you could say. If successful, this rather sexy Cinderella story could have a picture-perfect ending.
To find a needle in a haystack, Playboy photographer Rick Moore was out on assignment most men can only dream of, snapping pictures of sexy college co-eds at a spring break gathering in Texas. After going through rolls and rolls of film, he gets the money shot.
She's photogenic, looking straight into the camera, great smile.
And then,
Bang, I got that shot, and then I got turned around to look at what was going on behind me, and then she was gone.
easy come, easy go, right? Rick headed back to his studio and submitted the snapshots to his editors. But wouldn't you know?
The editor saw, this is the shot. He wants that shot for cover. And I'm like, I want that shot for a cover, too. I just wish I knew who she was.
So, the search for the mystery girl begins, and this one is a race against time. The magazine is ready to put out its Barefoot Beauties edition, and they're hoping this will be their cover girl.
And I'd really like to be the photographer that shoots that.
If she is identified or comes forward in time, she could make some big bucks and get the chance to make the big leap from the pages of this to the world-renowned centerfold of Playboy. The editor's even posting her picture on a milk carton on its website, hoping someone will recognize her. Even the photographer who snapped the winning shot is hoping to meet her again.
We'd love to see you again. Thank you, and I'm sorry I lost you.
Well, in addition to the cover shoot, the magazine is already interested in shooting a full layout with this mystery co-ed, if they can find her. In the Satellite Center, Beatrice Canals, 7 News Night Team.
She's going to command a few dollars,
Oh,
don't
I
you think?
so.
After
Hopefully
this
they'll
search?
if they find her.
You always feel dizzy? Well, for some, it's a chronic problem, but now a new device is helping people get their balance back. See the virtual reality way to cure your dizzy dilemma.
Then, coming up in 7 Sports, the Marlins try to end their 2-week road trip on a high note. Deuces has it all ahead in 7 Sports.
For the lowest prices and the best deals in South Florida, everyone loves Lehman. At Lehman Hyundai, get Accents for as low as $54.95, Elantras for as low as $89.95, and Sonatas for as low as $11,995. Plus the brand new XG350 starting at just $21,595. 0% financing available, plus all Hyundais come with a 10-year or 100,000-mile warranty, America's best warranty. Remember, for the lowest prices and the best deals in South Florida, everyone loves Lehman. Located in the big corner of County Line Road and 441.
He loves green thumb, rhythm and blues, her yellow hat, and the blue envelope. Valpak and Valpak.com. There's something in it for you.
The new Do is coming to the new Blue. You could instantly win tickets to Scooby-Doo or a trip to Warner Brothers Studios. Look for your blue Valpak envelope and see Scooby-Doo in theaters June 14th.
You can either fight the wind, or you can make it your friend. Zero lift aerodynamics, 0.26 drag coefficient. The new G35 from Infinity.
Not only are Bank Atlantic branches now open 7 days a week, we're open an extra 37 hours a week for your convenience. And that means you can visit your branch at 7:31 a.m., 5:57 p.m. You can even visit your branch at 7:59 p.m. Bank Atlantic is there for you 7 days a week. 7-day branch banking is here. Bank Atlantic, Florida's most convenient bank.
I'm in 6th gear now. Wow, I've never done that before.
You're in 6th gear?
I'm in 6th gear.
How's it feel?
It's awesome.
Meet the new Pontiac Vibe.
Now, here's Hellcat with Marilyn Mitchell.
If you suffer from chronic dizziness, you probably feel like the world is always spinning. But now virtual reality technology may be slowing things down, curing your dizzy dilemma.
Everything is telling you, hey, you're spinning, but you know that you're not. Everything continues to move like this, like swirl.
2 years ago, Pete Farmer had a stroke that affected his balance, leaving him with chronic dizziness. To help regain his balance, he's undergoing traditional therapy exercises.
We're going to put the goggles on you.
Plus, he's trying a new kind of therapy, virtual reality therapy.
Try and find the Space Needle. Yeah, there you go, right there, right in the picture. I can slow down the world for you to allow you to essentially catch up to it.
Dr. Eric Veery says it helps patients like Pete practice using their balance in another world.
Let's just speed it up some more.
And by manipulating the virtual world, Pete's balance will improve in the real world.
And the people who had the slowed down virtual world that gradually sped up did significantly better.
Pete still has a long recovery.
Are you feeling a little unsteady there?
But he says virtual reality therapy has helped him start reading and function normally again. He's hoping his dizzy dilemma will soon be over.
Virtual reality technology does not take the place of conventional therapy and exercise programs, but research shows that it can make patients feel better in a shorter period of time. I'm Marilyn Mitzvah, 7 News.
But first in sports, the Celtics mount a late rally tonight against the Nets.
We will see if it was enough for a win. That's next for you in 7 Sports.
7 News brought to you in part by Dodge and by Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store.
Grab life during the National Minivan Sales Event. Whether you're a planter, a painter, or a parent, there's never been a better time to buy a Caravan, because now you can get 7 years or 100,000 miles with engine and transmission protection, something you don't get from Ford, GM, Honda, or Toyota. Plus, get a $2,500 cash allowance or 0% financing, and get a DVD player for just $399. Don't miss your chance to drive America's best-selling minivan during the National Minivan Sales Event.
Your valuable collection could enhance your decoration. Find the largest choice of collector's cabinets, only at El Dorado.
IntelliChoice named the Honda Accord sedan the best overall value of 2002. It's where the smart money is. Now lease a 2002 Accord LX for $239 a month for 36 months.
The accused American Taliban, the mail bombing suspect, the teen who flew a plane into a building, young Americans in trouble. With their whole lives ahead of them, what makes young people turn? Next Inside Edition.
Tomorrow at 7 on 7.
9995 for the special edition Saturn SL?
That's right.
With AC?
Yep.
It's incredible. Is there anything else I should know?
You're like an inch away from my face, and it is really freaking me out.
How's that?
That is much, much better.
The Saturn Spring Sales Event, while supplies last.
Time for 7 Sports with Deuces Rogers.
The Nets and Celtics are putting on quite a show in their Eastern Conference Final Series. Tight games decided in the fourth quarter. Tonight's Game 4, no different. Pick up the action into the second quarter where the Celtics trail by as much as 14. Paul Pierce deucing the damage, 31 points. New Jersey still up 6 at the break. Third quarter, the Nets jump back out to a 14-point lead. Kerry Kittles does it all by himself. Kittle scores 22 points. To the tight fourth, Antoine Walker, the luck of the Irish, self within 2. 2 minutes to play, Nets up 1. Keith Van Horn knocks down the 3. 90-86 Nets. Final second, Celtics trail by 2. Pierce at the line, misses the first, must miss the second. Tony Batiste put back, will not fall. New Jersey wins 94-92 to tie this series at 2. The Soul season hasn't even begun yet, and they have already suffered a major loss. Center Ruth Riley out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken finger suffered in practice yesterday. The Soul open the season tomorrow at home against Minnesota. The Marlins' mega road trip is finally over. Disappointing, yes, but they do end on a positive note facing the Mets at Shea. With the last name Valentine, you would think he'd be happy. Brian Dempster with a solid outing. Mo Vaughn caught looking here. Dempster allows 2 earned runs in 6 1/3 innings, strikes out 5. Luis Castillo extends his hit streak to 15 games. This 5th inning single drives in Mike Redmond, 2-0 Marlins. Same frame, the Fish pull off the double steal. Mike Piazza's error allows Castillo to score. Marlins swipe 7 bases. They build a 5-0 lead. Now 5-2 in the 7th. Braden Looper facing Mike Piazza with 2 men on. That threat is over. More potential trouble in the 9th. Roberto Alomar representing the tying run. Vladimir Nunez shuts the door. 5-3 the final. Marlins end the road trip at 5-9. A look at the standings in the NL East. 4 teams within a game and a half of each other. The Marlins are just 1 back in 3rd place. Dodgers outfielder Sean Green still cranking out home runs. Today he hit his 10th long ball in the past 7 games in LA's 5-3 win over the Brewers. Green hit 4 against Milwaukee in a game last week. Not to be outdone, San Fran's Barry Bonds hit home run number 18 against Arizona, number 585 for his career, 1 back of Frank Robinson for 4th all-time. Giants win 7-3. The Canes baseball team had to sweat it out, but they are in the regionals. However, they could end up being Gator bait. The Canes are in the Gainesville regional. UM will face FIU Friday, while the top-seeded Gators go up against Bethune-Cookman. The Canes didn't have a great record, but they are the defending champs.
We played, I thought, the toughest schedule in the country, and if we're going to reward you for playing a tough schedule, then I felt like that was something deserving for us.
I thought we would get in, especially after seeing some teams that did get in before. We have the same record. We have a much better RPI than a lot of teams in the country.
Pete Sampras likely brought just 1 pair of underwear with him to the French Open. That's all he needed. Sampras heading home, ousted on day 1 by Andrea Gaudenzi. Game 5 between the Red Wings and Avs tied at 1 in OT. Peter Forsberg alone in front beats Dominik Hasek. Colorado wins 2-1 to take a 3-2 series lead. Finally tonight, time for a look back at the week's wild happenings. Remember, don't settle for the average Joe, the ordinary Joe. Ask for Deuces Wild. These Dolphins players are up to no good. Their victim, a departing team intern.
Embarrassing.
I can't hear you. What is it?
Embarrassing.
Shaquille O'Neal is never embarrassed. Check out his Spider-Man motorcycle jacket and his funky threads. What would we do if we didn't have Shaq?
I don't believe in if my father ain't meet my mother and go on a date, then I wouldn't be here.
Even Shaq Daddy wouldn't wear this getup. With the World Cup just days away, ladies can now get married in this special dress. The veil even designed to look like a soccer net. A long time coming, huh? Our intern friend is still a little tied up. We'll get back to him when he's not so busy. Speaking of interns, former Fusion coach Ray Hudson, who's now in D.C., is looking for one in particular.
Up in D.C., it's, I'm not exactly doing the political circuit. I don't see Monica Lewinsky as much as I'd like to,
Tiger Woods is a talent with a golf club, as he shows during this clinic in Toronto. But with the hockey stick, Tiger's just a kitten. Oh. I guess he deserves a mulligan. There you go. Good luck to that intern, if he ever makes it out.
I don't believe in if.
You guys gonna help me out?
At last check, he was still there. That'll do it for sports. Charles and Lori, over to you.
All right, Deuces, thank you. And that is the night team first at 10.
Our top stories next for you on 7 News at 11.